With swirling rumors of player movements and strategic decisions on the horizon, the spotlight is firmly on Kelsey Mitchell and her evolving role in the WNBA landscape. As we dive into this segment, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts on Kelsey's future? The offseason has been tumultuous, with the WNBA embroiled in a public collective bargaining agreement tussle alongside the WNBPA. Amid this backdrop, Project B has emerged as a new contender, drawing significant attention with stars like Alyssa Thomas and Jonquil Jones joining its ranks. However, it's the decision of Kelsey Mitchell, one of the Indiana Fever's key players, that has really raised eyebrows. After signing on with the Fever last November, there's still lingering uncertainty about whether she'll actually take to the court for Project B. Kelsey Mitchell, a seasoned guard who's been a vital part of the Fever's lineup, led the team in scoring last season, and at 30 years old, she continues to showcase her skills at a high level. Despite her previous statements indicating that she would only consider playing overseas in a drastic, unique scenario driven by higher salaries, she remains committed to the WNBA, a move that speaks volumes about her priorities. In a candid moment at the Fever's Media Day, Mitchell shared her thoughts on the matter. "It would have to be a drastic, unique situation for me to go back overseas. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Where I'm at in my career now, I'd rather play it smart," she stated. This sentiment encapsulates a growing trend among players who are increasingly weighing the benefits of staying stateside against the lucrative offers from foreign leagues. According to sources, even though Mitchell has signed a one-year deal worth $1.4 million with the Fever, Project B still lists her as one of its 13 players, suggesting that she could still participate in its inaugural season, slated to start in December. However, her commitment to the Fever indicates a clear preference for focusing on her craft here in the U.S. rather than chasing dollar signs overseas. "Make sure my body is what it needs to be. And then also, respecting my craft. I feel like sometimes when you go overseas, you lose sight on some of the perfecting of the skills that you miss out on, just because you're going to try to make a couple dollars," she emphasized. Mitchell's past off-seasons typically saw her heading overseas, but this year she opted to play in Unrivaled, a domestic league that allows her to hone her skills without the fatigue of international travel. "That was good basketball, and it's in the United States, so I can't really complain," she remarked, highlighting the importance of staying close to home. However, the overlap of Unrivaled season and Project B's schedule raises more questions than answers. With Unrivaled operating from January to March and Project B concluding in Tokyo from March 26th to April 4th, one has to wonder, where does Kelsey Mitchell's loyalty truly lie? Before the 2026 season, WNBA salaries were dishearteningly low, with minimum contracts barely scraping six figures and max deals hovering around $250,000. This reality pushed players to seek better financial opportunities abroad. Even with the introduction of Unrivaled, some stars like Breanna Stewart and Kayla McBride have continued their overseas commitments, illustrating the persistent allure of international play. As we dissect these developments, it becomes imperative to think critically about Kelsey Mitchell's next steps. Will she indeed join Project B, or is she firmly focused on U.S.-based leagues, particularly with the Fever and Unrivaled? Let's keep this conversation going as we transition into our next story, which will delve deeper into the Fever's strategic moves in light of these developments. As the Indiana Fever gears up for another WNBA season, all eyes are on Caitlin Clark, who stood front and center during the team's media day on Wednesday. Speculation is swirling about her potential impact this season, especially after a tumultuous 2025 marred by injuries. Now, as Clark enters her third year with the Fever, the anticipation is palpable. After battling through a series of frustrating soft tissue injuries last season that only allowed her to play in a mere 13 games, Clark is now fully healthy, and her excitement is evident. This isn't just a comeback. It's a chance for her to reclaim her status as one of the league's elite talents. The Fever are banking on her to step back into that cornerstone role and lead the charge as they look to make significant strides this season. But Clark's talents extend beyond the basketball court. In a fascinating twist, she recently transitioned into a guest photographer for the Indiana Pacers, capturing images during a game featuring LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. This unexpected skill has garnered her a wave of admiration online, showcasing her versatility and creativity. The Fever capitalized on this newfound talent by providing her with a 90s film camera during Media Day, which led to a captivating collection of behind-the-scenes images shared on social media. The team's post read, "A look into CC's film cam at Media Day," and the response was overwhelmingly positive. Fans and teammates alike have taken to social media to express their admiration for Clark's photography skills. Comments like "the girl was born to shoot" from Fever photographer Brie Lewerke and the enthusiastic "hell yeah" from a fan illustrate the excitement surrounding her dual role as both a player and a budding photographer. Teammate Lexi Hull chimed in with no notes, emphasizing the high regard in which her work is held. The praise continued to flow, with fans expressing love for her stunning captures, further solidifying her place in the hearts of Fever supporters. Of course, while this off-court endeavor is impressive, the real question remains: can Clark bring that same intensity and skill to the court? With her health restored, expectations are high for her to not only return to form, but to elevate the Fever's performance in the upcoming season. The franchise desperately needs her to be the superstar they know she can be, especially as they prepare for their season opener against the Dallas Wings, led by Paige Buchers on May 9th. As we look ahead, the Fever's success hinges significantly on Clark's ability to translate her off-court triumphs into on-court victories. The buzz surrounding her Media Day performance in photography is a great start, but it's the games that will ultimately define her season. So, where are you watching from? Share your thoughts on Caitlin Clark's journey and what you expect from her this season. Now, let's shift our focus to the next story unfolding within the Fever organization. As we delve deeper into the heart of the Indiana Fever's recent moves, there's a palpable excitement surrounding the team's newest addition, Raven Johnson. Selected as the 10th overall pick in the 2026 WNBA Draft, Johnson's arrival signals a fresh chapter for the Fever, and the anticipation is electric. But before we dive into the specifics of her stats and what she brings to the squad, let's talk about the intriguing dynamic she shares with Caitlin Clark. Fans, where are you watching from? We want to hear your thoughts on this new partnership and what it means for the Fever's championship aspirations. Reflecting on their college rivalry, Johnson and Clark faced off during a memorable Final Four clash between South Carolina and Iowa back in 2023. That game has become a talking point among fans, particularly the moment when Clark famously waved off Johnson, opting to take a shot herself instead of passing. However, in an impressive display of professionalism and forward thinking, Johnson has made it clear that the past is just that, past. When asked if they had discussed that moment, she simply stated, "No, we haven't. I think that's in the past, honestly. We're teammates now, and we have one goal. That's to win a championship." This is the mindset that the Fever need as they continue to build a competitive roster. Johnson's commitment to teamwork and collective success is refreshing. It signifies a shift away from individual rivalries toward the unified focus on achieving greatness. She went on to assert, "I'm coming in, and I want to win a championship too. And, I'm pretty sure that's her main goal too. So whatever I can do to help win a championship, that's the goal right now." This kind of mentality is what every fan wants to hear. It's the foundation for a successful season. Now, let's take a closer look at Johnson's collegiate career. Hailing from South Carolina, she excelled during her senior year, averaging nearly 10 points for rebounds, 5 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. With an impressive shooting percentage of 48.6% from the field and a commendable 39.8% from three-point range, she has proven herself to be a versatile offensive threat. Not only does her skill set elevate the Fever's backcourt, but her accolades, including being a 2-time NCAA champion and an AP All-American, speak volumes about her capability and experience at a high level. As the Fever gear up for their preseason opener against the New York Liberty, fans are eagerly anticipating the debut of this dynamic duo. The synergy between Johnson and Clark could prove vital as they attempt to establish a winning culture in Indiana. They are no strangers to high-pressure situations, having faced them in college, and now they're ready to translate that experience into the professional arena. The Fever are in a pivotal moment of transformation, and the arrival of Raven Johnson only adds to the narrative of resilience and ambition. Indiana has been working to reshape its identity, and with young, talented players like Johnson joining the ranks, there's a renewed hope for success. This team is not just looking to compete. They're looking to contend for a championship, and that's a sentiment echoed throughout the Fever community. As we close this segment, it's clear that the excitement surrounding Indiana Fever basketball is at an all-time high. With the right mindset, a commitment to teamwork, and the undeniable talent that both Johnson and Clark bring to the court, fans have every reason to be optimistic about the season ahead. Now, as we wrap up, I invite you to share your thoughts on this evolving story. How do you think Johnson will impact the Fever season? What are your expectations for her and Clark as they hit the court together? Comment below and let us know where you're watching from. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth coverage of the Indiana Fever as we continue to follow their journey toward the championship.